Recording in progress. I'm blind. I have to get right close. Ha ha! Yes, Tammy. All right, Tammy, you are now the host. Oh, you know what I heard in my head? Before you do anything, grab the box. So hold on. You know what? It's a new month and I'm determined to be on time this month. So we are doing our members free reading draw today, right now. 1 second. 1 second. All right, look at this. What's today, the 11th? Okay, so at least I did the draw in the month, right? There we go. So remember, if you are a member of the THM club, then your name goes in this box. And once a month, I pick a name from this box, and that person wins a free private 1-hour reading. If you have a 6-month membership, your name is in here once. If you have a 1-year membership, your name goes in 3 times. And every time you renew, your other tickets stay in here and new ones get put in. So, oh my goodness, does somebody here have allergies as well? I'm telling you, and I'm like, Joanne, I'm around you. I'm telling you, my face, just as soon as you guys sat down, the tears, the water, the... Interesting.
Crazy. No allergies here.
Interesting. Okay, here we go. And it is Madison Newcube. Let me just cover her member number. Dun, dun, dun. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Pick it up. Tammy, if you could message her for me, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what is going on with my own body here, just so you know. Sorry to do this on camera, but the way the dead communicate, because they don't have a physical body, they communicate through all of my senses, right? So as you can see, the second that I sat down and started talking, my eyes started leaking and my nose starts leaking. I'm not sick, but something's coming through. Today is an interesting day because of September 11th. There is a huge amount of motions going around. And so as a medium, it's like being a light bulb, and there being so much energy in the world that everywhere you go, it just is lighting you up, whether you want it to or not. You don't even have to connect to anything. It's just bing, because there's just so much. And I've noticed a really common theme recently. So I just, in my meditation this morning, God asked me to mention this to everybody. So I just want to do this real quick and then we'll jump in. There seems to be a theme going on right now in the world of past traumas in our world or past experiences that were not dealt with properly, or that had unfinished business attached to them, or unfinished emotions, or even emotions that, or a perspective, more importantly, that we have maybe carried from that experience into our present that is altered and that is causing us to make choices and decisions in the present based on an altered perception from the past. Does that make sense? Sometimes I call this looking at things through adult eyes, because it's like when we're a child, when kids, and I know we have a couple of kids here, so it's good for them to hear this, but when we're kids, we have this amazing ability, especially like with our parents, right? If you think about 2 kids going, or kids whose parents are getting divorced, a child will automatically find a way to interpret that as their fault, right? And they grow up with this feeling or perception that somehow they caused this, right? But then when you get to be an adult and you look back at the situation, you can see clearly that had nothing to do with you. You could just, in the moment, it felt like it did. So what I can tell right now is going back on in the world is for a huge amount of people is we are revisiting some of these experiences from the past that have maybe been distorted in our perception, and that the reason why they are coming back now is because we have the tools that we need now to heal them. We have the ability now to see them from adult eyes, to see them from a perspective that we can heal. because the reality is that we make our choices and decisions based on our beliefs, and we have our beliefs based on our experiences. And if you have a belief based on an experience from the past that was altered, then your choices and decisions in the present are going to be made from an altered perspective. So what's going on right now in the world is this is being fixed. Things are being healed. So if you find yourself revisiting old patterns, old perspectives, old people, old situations that you're wondering why are they're just coming up now, I want you to remember that they're coming up now because you have the tools to heal them that you didn't have back then. Make sense? Okay. I know it's a little deep, but I'm sorry. That's what my meditation came up and they said, make sure you tell them. I'm like, okay. All right, let's do this. So I am starting with you, Joanne, because, and notice how as soon as I said that, my tears kind of stopped in my eyes and my nose cleared up and stuff. Spirit has a way of making me say what they need me to say. Okay, so Joanne, let's go to you first. And what is your daughter's name again?
Kaylee.
Kaylee?
Kaylee.
Yes. So forgive me, but I feel like this reading is more for her than for you, to be honest with you. Because as soon as she stepped forward, I can feel that father figure presence. He's very loud. He shows me that he passed very suddenly, that he's not gone. He keeps showing me moon and stars. I know that I've probably talked to you before and that he's validated his death because he won't validate it again. He won't go into that again. He said, I want to talk about here and now. He wants to prove that he's in the here and now, not just in your mind. Why does he keep showing me moon and stars? Were you just looking at the moon and the stars or something like this?
We were in a remote area on the West Coast on an island. And so the stars were amazing. And so every night we were on the beach, and I actually have an app on my phone that Kaylee uses to look at the constellations.
See? He's like, aren't you glad I made you tear up beforehand so that you could have your tissues ready, Tracy? Please know your daddy was with you for that. He's like in the sky. He's like, that's me you're pointing at, baby girl. That's me. He was not missing a moment of that. Please know he was there. And he's thanking you for taking her there. He's thanking you for going on this. I feel like, you know what he shows me? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I know that's a very, and I'm dating myself here, but that's the analogy that he just gave me.
That is so Wayne. Yeah. And that's pretty much what we do. I take her on constant adventures, and this has been a 2-week one.
He loves that so much. He's talking about back to school. He's talking about, hold on a second. See, I'm a mom, so this kind of stuff seems like, well, duh. So I'm seeing back to school, I'm seeing backpacks and shoes. And are you getting a locker this year?
No,
You know,
maybe actually. I don't know.
we don't know because she hasn't started school yet.
We basically just have cubbies that we hang up our backpacks on.
But maybe there's a
5. What grade are you in?
she's
6.
going into grade 6.
So that's why he showed me 5, because I think, are you in Alberta by any chance? Normally?
Living, yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of going into like a middle school, right? Or a high, because in Alberta, most junior highs start at grade 6 now.
She'll still be in her elementary final year, and then she's starting in a private schooling for grade 7, and she will be getting a locker there.
He keeps taking me there. He's showing me 5. So I'll tell you this. He's trying to prove he's in the present. So he's showing you things that I can't know and that you don't know, so that when they happen, you will know he's there. There's something about the locker or the cubby. When you said we have cubbies, I saw till grade 5, but there's something about grade 6 where they do things a little bit differently.
Maybe they have set something up different.
Maybe this year, but not usually.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what he's doing. He's giving her this little basket of like organization stuff. And he's like, this will help. This will help. Give her the organization. Help her with the basket.
That makes sense. New year.
I have to put my glasses on. Did you just get your ears pierced? Is there something about getting
No.
your ears pierced?
She did get a new pair of earrings while we were on holiday.
Because he's showing me that. See, what's funny is that every once in a while, I don't wear earrings very often. Once in a blue moon, I will put on a pair of earrings. And today I have on this tiny little stud pair that I had in my drawer for like ever and I've never worn. And it's like, why would I put those on?
And so she always wears studs, but we got these kind of little rings
Isn't that funny?
on the holiday.
Isn't that funny? You know what it seems, or I think the symbology that I'm picking up around this is that this would be for a younger child, kind of these kind of studs. Do you know what I mean? So the fact that I never wear earrings and then I choose something that would be for a younger child and it gets him to, now he's showing me this to get me to bring it up so that he can talk about the earring.
Yeah.
So interesting. He said, you're going to rock it, kid. He said that this year is going to be the best year. I can see your excitement to be the boss at school, to be the big kids at school. I can feel the excitement around that. But more importantly, he's especially showing me the focus on grades and reading and stuff, that you're just outstanding. Like I see the test on the fridge, which is my symbol for doing better than you could have ever imagined, like doing way better than you were doing before. Huge improvement. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Just know dad's there with you. He's like, just read out loud. I love listening to you read. Have you been practicing reading recently?
I read anyways.
She does. She is an avid reader. She hasn't done a ton on this holiday, but
I've read some.
But I mean, for me, what comes with these adventures is a different kind of education. She was getting a lot of marine biology actually on this holiday, and
I touched a sea cucumber. It was really gross.
Gross.
It was like slimy.
It's interesting because as you talk about this though, Joanne, there's a lady that stands behind you as well. It's a mother figure. I don't think it's your mom. I think it's one above, because she goes one above. So I think it's grandma.
Yeah.
She's been there for some time, but she watches over all of this as well. And as you're talking about the marine stuff, I feel her presence come in, because I feel, and I tell people this all the time, they are bound by the love bonds. So they go where we go, and they especially like to go places that they never got to experience in the physical. So they get to experience it with us. And so she goes with you on these adventures, because I feel like she didn't get to do a lot of traveling in her world. So please know how much she appreciates that.
that makes sense. No, that's awesome.
They're getting very excited about Halloween. They're like, we could keep going forever, but I got other people over here going, listen, it's our turn. Hello. And they're just wanting to keep going. They took me to Halloween and I can feel the question marks. So, and I can feel something rolling over. So I don't know if you're just really trying hard to figure out what you want to be for Halloween or something, but he's sure. What?
She knows.
What does this mean? Why is he rolling it over and over and over again? I don't know what this means.
She was talking about it on holiday.
What she's going to be for Halloween?
Yeah. What are you going to be?
A lumberjack.
A lumberjack.
Do you see what I'm seeing in my head? As soon as you said that, I understood what I was seeing in my head. So again, I'm going to date myself. But have you ever heard that song, that lumberjack song that we used to hear on the thing? And it's like the log rollers or whatever.
The log rollers? I know you're
rolling and rolling and rolling. That's what I'm seeing in my head. I'm like, why am I seeing it rolling? What does this mean? Rolling, rolling, rolling. That's what he's showing me.
I was wondering what that was. Yeah.
Isn't that weird? So he knows. They have weird ways of getting me to say what they need me to say. He could just show me a lumberjack, but he said that's not as fun. Aw, I'm going to let them pull their energy back, but please know he's with you. And I hope that that was helpful.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Tracy.
You're welcome. Okay, Sheila, you were on here next. I'm coming to you next. And I got the two girls here today. That's pretty cool.
And they're friends.
Are they really? That's so cool. Okay, but see, you have a very loud female that steps forward as soon as I come to you. Interesting. Okay, are you ready to do this? Because her daddy's still here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this isn't a father figure. This is like a grandma.
Her dad and Kaylee's dad were best of friends.
Interesting. Okay, let's do this. See, I'm already getting stuff. That's why I go quiet. So I want you to, we're doing this connecting exercise. Hold on a second. Wow. I don't know what that was, but there was a huge amount of communication coming from, it's almost like I heard the volume in the room go up and I could hear everybody talking at once. Because I was just about to ask you to do the connection exercise, and that's exactly what happened. I feel like everybody started to do it, and they were like, no, not everybody, just you. I need you to do the connecting exercise. There's too many people here. I need to get a direct connection. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then I want you to blow it directly towards me, and give me a minute to focus. Okay. So I have the mother figure that steps forward. Well, I got a bit of a puzzle dump coming here. You understand what the puzzle dump means, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lady that steps forward. She goes one above you, but maybe to the side. I almost want to know if this is like mother-in-law, grandmother-in-law, something like that. I got 2 generations here, so it's a little tougher to feel if it's mom, grandma, something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but I know she's direct blood related. Going one above. There's a father-in-law. Oh, did you hear how that came out? Ha! Is your husband's father on the other side?
No.
There's a father-in-law here. Do you see what I'm saying? People are throwing stuff at me while I'm trying to connect to you. Somebody's father-in-law is here.
So the woman is my mother-in-law, most likely, Sophie's grandma. And maybe it's her father-in-law, maybe it's
Were they close? Because I see this.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, they were close family. Yeah.
Okay, so then they're coming through together, because I don't usually say father-in-law or mother-in-law. So if it just comes out of my mouth like that, they made it happen. Okay, slow that down, you guys. One of them had something to do with confusion or an inability to communicate before they died. I think the mother-in-law. Do you understand this? Because
Yeah,
she's like,
she
right?
had MS for over 20 years. Yeah.
She's so free of that on the other side, because she showed me the confusion and then she unzipped her body and threw it on the ground like a wet bathing suit. She's like, bye-bye, I'm free of that. And I feel her going back and forth between the two of you, so excited to see the both of you. This little girl, I feel like, is like the light of her life, but she loves you just as much. Do you understand?
I never met her. She died 5 years before my husband and I met.
She knows you just as well. That would be why she's emphasizing that she loves you so much as well. So who is the father figure over here on your side of the family? Because there's a blood relation, direct blood relation coming into you, the father figure, and it's on your side.
Is he smoking?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my grandpa.
Funny you say that. I was just going to say, and I'm pretty sure this is cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
And then I heard I do what I like. Like I can feel that very don't tell me what to do kind of feeling. Strong, old school kind of man's man. Do you understand?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's him for sure.
He's like, we're working on these cars. That's what we're doing. What is this?
I don't know.
There's something about getting into the engine. I don't know what this is. Somebody's got an engine that needs done, or something needs to be fixed up. Do you have an older child as well?
No.
Your only child?
Sophie's our only child. Yeah.
So I think he must mean his older child. So your husband, is he the oldest?
No. So are you talking about my grandpa or my husband's grandpa? No.
I don't know. Hold on a second. I'm hearing these things come out of my mouth, but I'm not following because I'm not in your life. So let me try this again. They get me confused sometimes. This is why I say we got to listen to the signs and symbols. So we'll go back. Those don't change. How I understand them changes. So it's the father figure that goes above you, surrounded in cigarette smoke, that is very strong man's man, wants to help with the vehicles or go under the engine with the older child. So if this is your grandfather, then who is the oldest child in your family?
My oldest brother.
I thought it was that's why I just assumed husband, because brother and husband both come through male to the side.
Yeah.
There's something about him needing a new engine or having work done or something done on a vehicle that your grandfather is just taking this minute to
Okay.
say, let him know
I don't
I'm on it.
talk-
What? Oh, hello?
I don't talk to my brother very often, so if I called him and told him that, he'd probably freak out.
He probably would. But that's your grandfather's way of letting you know that he sees everything going on. And it's interesting when you said that, he goes, that's why I'm telling you. See, I don't know why they bring up the stuff they do, right? But because I'm not in your life. But when you said I don't talk to my brother very often, he's like, there's a reassurance feeling there. Like, well, yeah, I do. And don't worry, I'm helping him with this and I'm helping him with that. And just because we don't always get together all the time doesn't mean that he's not being watched over. I can almost feel your worry there, or, just those prayers, if that makes sense. Do you understand that? Did we freeze?
A second here.
Hello? Did you freeze, hon?
Can you hear me, Tracy?
I can hear you. But you're still frozen on my screen. Am I frozen?
Oh, boy. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Now I can hear you. Did we
Oh
freeze?
gosh. And now my dog's going crazy. What does that mean?
Jesse,
See, when spirit gets really active or really strong, it can kick out the connection, and our animals feel the energy change in the room and they
Yeah.
will react to it. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
So
Well, I kind of caught what you said, and I'm very happy that my grandpa is with my brother a lot. That makes me happy. Yeah.
he's making me feel like there's reassurance in this, that this is like an answered prayer. Like you asked them to watch over him, that you've asked to know he's okay and things like that.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I was saying, is that I don't know why they bring up the things they do. My job is just to tell you what they're saying, right? But
Yeah.
so he's letting you know that he's been watching over that. So Sheila, what's your daughter's name?
Sophie.
Sophie. Is there something going on with you at school? Because they want me to talk about what's going on at school, and I can feel like nerves or anxiety or something, like my heart is just beating out of my chest. I don't know what this is. First aid jitters? You're already back in school, aren't you?
Yeah.
What is this? Why are you so nervous this year to start school? What was new this year that wasn't new before? Or there's
Junior
some nerve.
high.
Pardon?
She started in junior high, grade 7, new school.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. So, and then the father figure from over here, he's like, yeah, exactly. See, she has a locker. I feel like that's just like sarcasm and humor being injected into this, you see?
Well, she's supposed to have a locker, but they haven't assigned it yet because just COVID and stuff. The first month, they're still figuring that out, but she should have a locker next month.
She will. They keep harping on this locker, so I have no doubt about it.
So
But they
last
keep-
time, oh, sorry,
well,
go ahead.
They keep talking about a change in friends or a change in friend group or changing the people that are around you. And they're talking about, it's interesting that you were here at the beginning of this video and you heard me say everything that I said in the beginning, right? You
Mhm.
heard me talking about sometimes we will revisit friendships and things so that we can see it from another perspective. I really get the feeling that you had some friends that let you down, sweetheart. And that maybe now you're trying to build some friendships that are really solid and really strong and that will not let you down again. So people from the past, if they come back into your world, that's a message for you to look at it differently than you did before. And don't blame yourself, because that's what they just said. It's not your fault. There's nothing wrong here. There's some kind of teenage drama that's going on here that they said, this is not your fault. The only The only thing you can do in that situation is put your happiness first. If every time you are around these people, they make you feel bad inside, don't be around those people. Those are not your friends. Go to the people that are your friends. Does that make sense? That make you feel happy when you're around them. Because here's the thing. I feel like spirit has been trying to clear away from you some people that are not true, because they're trying to make room for some people that are really true, that are going to have your back forever. Okay? So don't be afraid to let go of the people that are not so good for you. That just makes room for so many people that are going to be really good friends. Really good friends. Like I'm seeing a best friend coming in your world. So I don't know if you just lost a best friend, but I'm seeing a best friend, like a lifelong best friend coming into your world. I'm seeing something about switching schools, and I know it's not you. So I don't know if somebody switched schools recently to come to your school or what this is, but there is somebody here that I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it, that is going to become like your best friend. And you would never have met her had you been focused on the people that were being mean to you. You understand?
Yeah, so this is about the third time you've said that, Tracy, that somebody is going to come into this school and be her best friend. And so
Really?
hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, she's been kind of waiting. Like first day of school, she was hoping there'd be a new friend. And there is a couple of girls that are new to the school, but she hasn't connected with them that way yet. So
See, baby steps. Everything doesn't happen all of a sudden overnight, right? Things happen in very baby steps, and we have to take responsibility for initiating some action in that. So it's we don't just wake up one day and we have a best friend. We wake up one day and we figure out how to be a best friend. So instead of figuring out how do I make friends with somebody, figure out what can I do to show somebody that I'm a good, or not that I'm a good person. What can I do to make somebody's life easier, make somebody's life better? What can I do in my world that will make them feel good around me and me feel good around them, kind of thing? If you're focused on what you're doing in the friendship, people will give you back what you give them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So as far as these new people, that's so funny. I got to tell you that the grandfather over here is saying, don't worry, that you're going to meet this girl before you start getting interested in these boys, because he's like showing me this loaded shotgun. He's which is just my symbol for protection. Because he's like,
Yeah.
do you see how beautiful she is? She needs to have a good connection with a girl, because these boys are going to be knocking down your door and they want you connected with her before you connect to some boy. It's just about attracting it into your life and just knowing that she's coming instead of waiting and hoping. It's about knowing. So it's like if you always wanted to go to Mexico and you don't have a plane ticket, then you feel sad that you can't go, right? You're not there yet. But if I came and gave you a plane ticket and I said, guess what, Sophie, you're going to Mexico next month. Then for the next month, you feel excited. You haven't left yet. Nothing's different, but you don't feel the sadness of never being able to go. You feel the excitement that it's coming up. That excitement is what pulls it towards you. So you got to get excited about it coming up. And I got to say, this grandfather figure around you, Sheila, he's very motherly almost. I got to be honest. He's very strong and masculine, but he's very nurturing, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And very protective of her. Throw that down. He's talking about how there's something from the past, these relationships in the past that had you afraid to be who you really are, to do these actions, to be kind almost. It's like somebody took advantage of your kindness or something. Like if you were kind to somebody, they took it and then ran with it. So now it's like there's this feeling of being afraid to be kind, or being afraid to say, hey, I like your shoes, or hey, want to go have lunch? Or do you know what I mean? To have that energy that you put out. And they're saying, sweetheart, that's the magic. That's where the magic is. It's in that leap of faith. When you take that leap of faith and you reach out to somebody and you put yourself out there, that's where the angels meet you and make magic happen. So find that voice again. He said that's very important. Let your inner light shine because it's going to attract everyone to you. Do you know how when you turn on a light, moths go? When you let your inner light shine, all those people will be attracted to it, but not the wrong people. The wrong people get repelled from your inner light. The right people are attracted. And that's what started to happen is you started to let your light out and the wrong people who you thought were your friends started to run away. And then it made room now for the right people to come in. But if you get depressed about those wrong people running away, you're never going to find the right people. It's like when you close the bathroom door so a 2-year-old can't go in and play in the toilet. They can sit down and cry about it, or they can go into the living room and find some other toys to play with and be way happier than they were. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's soon. Get excited and just let your light shine because you've got a beautiful internal soul and he just wants to see you happy again. And the minute that you're happy, you attract so much more happiness. And again, just know he's standing around you with this shotgun. Like, I don't know if boys are starting to come into effect or something, but he's being very protective. I don't know if someone's interested or what the heck. You seem a little young for this, but he's just very protective around you. He kissed your cheek, Sheila. He's like, I miss you, kid.
Is that the smoker or the father-in-law?
That's the smoke.
I miss him too. It's been 30 plus years, but I think of him all the time.
He goes, well, you got to talk to me and ask me to show up because I will in big ways. And he's like, and I got a funny sense of humor. So I'm in the funny stuff. I'm in the funny stuff.
Yes.
He's glad that she's here today. He said that he kind of influenced this here because you've been trying to figure out a way to help her figure this out with this friend thing, I think. I guess. I've mentioned it like 3 times.
Yeah.
So I don't think she was supposed to be here today. I don't think you guys spoke and said, okay, let's get both the girls here today. They just synchronized that. Do you see how that works?
Yeah, I was going to join just to listen in to Joanne and Kaylee's, and then Sophie decided to come and sit down as well.
Doesn't surprise me because they both have that father figure because your friend's dad views you like his other daughter. So he sat you guys both down to give you this message about the importance of filling our life up with the right people and not the wrong people, and not being afraid to let the wrong people go. I'm going to let them pull their energy back. I hope that was helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
You're welcome. Deb's iPad. That's all I can see. I don't remember. Hello. Have I read for you before? Are you a new member? I probably know who you are, but I've got so many people.
You know me.
Yeah. What's your last name?
Michelle.
Pardon?
Not Michelle. You it.
That's why I don't recognize you.
Well, yeah. Michelle introduced me to you.
Yes. But I think this is the first time I've seen your beautiful face, right? So
Yes.
you haven't come on here before. I'm used to talking to some of you on the phone and I know the voices. I don't know the. Whew, okay. And just so you know, now it's loud and clear. Remember I said I was getting a bunch of interference on the other side? As soon as I
Yes.
tie into you, like when I was trying to talk to them, I was hearing like a bunch of stuff over here. Yeah, there's a gentleman that's like screaming at me. So I'm glad I'm coming to you because he's been interrupting me the whole time. This is like your husband or something, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I thought so. All right. Are you ready to do this?
Patience wasn't one of his best suits.
Pardon me?
Patience wasn't one of his better suits.
I would believe that because through the whole reading, he was like, blah, 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 blah. Isn't that funny? I love how their personalities come out. I just love that. Okay, let's do this. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe slowly pulling it all the way up through your body. And then I want you to blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, Deb, there's a bit of a puzzle dump coming through here. He steps forward with the mother figure. That's interesting. She stepped forward. She's like, yeah, that's me. And I feel like she's taking pride in the fact that I used her analogy. She's showing me this analogy. Okay, so I'll tell you what I'm talking about because this has got me a little weirded out. So in my description of how this works for me, I've incorporated an example from a real life situation, and I don't remember who this was. I just remember the situation. And I'm thinking it was you now because she keeps showing me her sports car, my sports car, my sports car. Did your mother-in-law have a sports car before she passed that she left to you?
No, it's my sports car.
That's so funny because there's an analogy there that I use before every reading, and she's like, that's me, that's me, that's me. Okay, so they're definitely together, just so you know. They talk over top of each other. There is definitely some smoking going on that side, like it's thick. So I think they both smoke. Would you understand that?
Well, it's his mother. She didn't smoke, but he did, or does.
He's with some other people that smoke. There's more than one person smoking over there.
My dad.
Father-in-law. Isn't that funny? What did I scream out earlier? The father-in-law.
Yes.
He's with your father-in-law. Or he's with his father-in-law. And he laughs at me when I
Yes.
say this. Slow this down. So what he says is that it's not an accident that he brought you here or that you're on today's broadcast. Were you here for the spiel that I did in the beginning?
No, for some reason I couldn't get connected.
It doesn't surprise me because you need to know what I was talking about before this, because I don't want to reiterate all of it, but he's telling me that you need to hear that because there's some kind of situation in your world that's replaying itself or that has come back from the past that you're trying to get clarity on, trying to move forward from, trying to let go of the baggage so that you can move forward. And it doesn't really feel like his death. I'll be honest with you. It feels like active relationships or active something or other. Do you understand that?
No.
Are you still single?
Yep.
That's what we're talking about. So there is an active vibration that you've been carrying from the past, that you've been carrying for some time, that needs to be healed. Does that make sense? So what I mean by this is, so he's like, okay, now we're going to make it funny that no, we're not saying that. There was kids on here. We're not saying that. Let's just say you need to get happy. Okay. Are we saying it that way? And we know what we're talking about? Okay.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But there's
why is your nose?
My nose. You know why? Because when they do this, when they make my face all itchy like that, it's because there was some type of disfiguration before they passed, or there was something, they didn't look the way that they did when they passed as they used to. And this is all around your husband.
Yep.
So as I'm talking to him, my nose feels like it's going to jump off my face, just so you know. And in the beginning, remember when we started this? Well, you were right here in the beginning, but my eyes were going, my nose was going, everything was going like crazy. I was trying to communicate with the other people, and then this would come and take over. And because he's been trying to interrupt the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to let you know he's here. You are not alone. He's absolutely here with you. But there's some kind of vibration around being alone. There's some kind of perspective that you have, the way you are looking at this situation, that needs to be healed. Do you understand that? There's some kind
I think I've healed from his death.
That's what I said as well. Remember, it doesn't feel like it's his death that you need to heal from. It feels like your perspective around being alone that you need to heal from. What do I mean by that? Hold on a second. He's like, stay with me. Let us down. It's a difference between I have to be alone right now, or I have no choice but to be alone, or I get to be alone. Do you see the difference? There's a difference in perspective. Do you understand the situation?
Yep.
So what I'm trying to say, the situation is still the same, but the way we look at the situation changes how we feel about it. Does that make sense?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He wants you to change the way you feel about this because he wants to bring love into your world. He wants you to have love. I feel like they're trying to bring love into the situation, but you've got your hose kinked a bit. So what I mean by that is that there's this old vibration, this old idea of being alone that is pinching off the flow of abundance and love that wants to come in. Because if your idea around love is that there's not enough and that you can never find another love like that, or that, you know, it's too hard, or you could get broken, or if those are your ideas, you're never going to make a choice or a belief to jump in again. And then if you don't make a choice or a belief to try again, then you limit your happiness from this day forward. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
He said, sweetheart, you are too beautiful and too amazing and too incredible to be alone for the rest of your life. That is not your destiny. That he's really excited about the healing that you have done as far as his death, because he says, she knows I'm here. That's why I do it. She knows I'm here. You feel the synchronicities, you feel the connection, you feel the validations around you every single day. And he said that that's never going to change until he gets you on the right road and until you are able to connect with somebody else who's got your back. Because he doesn't want you feeling for 1 second that somebody in this world doesn't have your back. And I think that's the vibration from the past that you're kind of carrying into the present, is that it's that feeling of nobody has my back. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. It's hard to trust.
Yes. And he said, that's not true. He said, I'm here and I have your back. And I want you to understand that the emotion you put out is all that you can receive, because you can't attract something if it's like you're not going to hear country music if you put it on a rock station. Right? If you want to hear country music, you got to put it on a country music station. If you have a belief that love hurts and can't be trusted, then that's what you're tuned into. So the universe is going to send you things that match that vibration, that go on that wavelength. You have to change that idea, that perception of your past, and understand that love is possible, love is real, and it's coming to you. And when you do, you change the radio station, and then you will start receiving things that match that vibe. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
He said, I promise you I haven't left. I promise you. And I'm seeing tattoo. Did you just get a tattoo, or did you get a tattoo since he passed?
Nope. I've thought about it, but I haven't.
He said, just don't get no sissy stuff like a butterfly. You get the dragonfly or something cool.
No, it was going to be 2 palm trees.
He goes,
Like
yeah.
2 cross palm.
He goes, and you know, when you say that, I feel the symbology in that. But when you cross them, I feel the pain in that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So don't cross them, because you don't want to tattoo pain into your body. You don't want to sear the pain into your body. That's pulling a vibration towards you that will bring pain. Fear, love, possibility, joy, happiness. Those 2 palm trees make me feel like they symbolize love and 2 people that are together forever, and a vacation or some kind of memory is attached to those. But if you cross them, it's like that's over, that's done. And that's a lie. So it's going to hurt you to do that. Uncross. Does that make sense?
I can do that. Yep.
He said, now that you know to do that instead and not imprint that pain in your body, now he's going to align you with the perfect person or the money or the whatever it is to make it happen. And he said, go for that drive. Your mother-in-law too. She's like, why do you have a sports car if you're not going to drive it? Drive it.
Uh-huh. I have a question.
Yes.
I've been trying to get Bob to help me with something and he's
Oh,
not
shoot.
very good.
Sorry, I gotta say his name's Bob because he keeps showing me bobbing for apples back here. And I was like, what does that mean? And I'd ask him and then he would take it away. And so I'm like, I don't know what this
Yep.
means. So his name's Bob, that's why. Okay, sorry. Anyway.
Okay, so if he's with his mom and my dad, ask him, ask him about my sister.
Well, I can tell you, I can feel the challenge in her energy field. I can feel the tension in her energy field. They put the white blanket around her shoulders. That's my symbol for watching over somebody who has health or stress issues. My face starts going again, so I don't know if she's having some kind of physical disability or physical something or other. Whatever she's going through is causing physical reactions. They're talking about making their own choices. We all have to make our own choices and we all have to live with our choices. They show me the phrase, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yep.
Or the way that I have my analogy, you can lead a person to knowledge, but you can't make them think, right? There's
Yep.
something about letting her take responsibility for her own choices. And that when she just being in a position so that when she's ready, you are the soft place for her to fall. I do see something about reconnection or healing, coming together, going apart. There's something about challenge or struggle. What is going on with your sister? Is she having
I have
health
a gut-
issues or relationship?
No, health. I have a sneaky suspicion of what it is, but nobody's been able to clarify anything yet.
When you said I have a sneaking suspicion what it is, I saw the cancer ribbon. You think there's some kind of diagnosis. I don't think it's exactly cancer, but I think what you're thinking is worse than what it is. Does that make sense?
Oh, that would be great. If I'm thinking it's not as bad as what I'm thinking, is what you're telling me? Oh, good.
I'm thinking that it's dis-ease. I'll be honest with you. So what I mean by dis-ease, because remember I said I can feel this tension and this challenge all around her energy.
Yep.
She's in some kind of situation that is causing a lot of tension inside, a lot of unease inside, right?
Yep.
Now, if you bake in that for a while, you marinate in that unease for a while, that unease, which we think emotion is just like invisible and it doesn't exist, it's just something we feel inside. But I hate to break it to people, emotion is the first substance that manifests our physical reality. So
Right.
when we feel this negative dis-ease throughout our body, and especially if we try to stuff it down, then it turns from the vibrational world of emotion and thought into the physical world of manifestation. It will manifest itself as dis-ease, disease. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? This is why depression kills. This is why being sad is literally the #1 killer in the entire world. This is why it's very important that we make choices and decisions that keep ourselves happy. Your sister needs to take herself out of that vibration, and this is why your dad is saying it's about making her own choices and decisions and being responsible. There's a lot of people in the world who have been making choices and decisions that hurt them, and then they want to blame everybody else for these decisions that are hurting them. For example, I have a lot of family members that are addicted to many different things. Let's just take my cousin who's addicted to alcohol, drinks a case of 24 every week or every day. He will tell you that it's not his fault because he's in so much pain and that's why he has to do this. But the reality is, if he took control of his own wheel in his own car and did what he needed to do so he didn't have to drink anymore, that pain he was in would go away. It's about taking responsibility for being in the position that we are in. And I do want to stress that I don't feel that you need to be chasing after her and trying to tell her what to do. That's why they're saying you can't force somebody to do what you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Because even though you
Yep.
know how to help her, if she's not willing to help herself, then you have to just be there as a soft place to fall for when she's ready. Does that make sense?
That's what I'm trying. Yep, that's what I'm trying to do.
The other thing I want you to remember is God's not dumb. He's been our father for a very long time. And I know a lot of people have a twisted perception of God because of a lot of these religions that have twisted our perception. But I want to tell you, God's love is incredible and very wise. Now, if you have a teenager that's say 15, 16, and they sneak out and they get drunk and they come home and they're pissed out of their tree, are you hoping that they get sick in the morning, or are you hoping they wake up and they feel fine and wonderful?
Oh, no.
You're hoping they wake up and
Yep.
they feel sick and they're puking and that they remember this and that they will never want to do this again. So
Yep.
God in his infinite wisdom, he is our father. He feels the same way. When we go around making choices and decisions that are not good for us and that can poison our insides and hurt us, he will allow us to get sick. And he will allow us to feel the consequences of those behaviors. So it will inspire us to do things differently.
Okay,
It's
yep.
what your sister is living. Do not feel afraid. Just pray peace for her. Pray love for her. Pray that God keeps giving her what she needs to wake up and make new choices. And pray that God lets you be in the position that you need to be in so that you can help her when she's ready and not a moment before. Because you trying to help her when she's not ready is like trying to save somebody who's drowning and frantic. They're only going to pull you under at the same time. You see what
Yep.
I'm saying? But he loves you for worrying and caring and trying. He loves you for that. And this is, and Bob, just so you know, as they're pulling their energy back, Bob says, and this is why it's so important that you immerse yourself in love, light, and peace. Because when you have love, light, and peace, you become a shining example of what is possible for everyone else. Deb, you came out of the darkness. You remind me of the lotus flower, because a lotus flower blooms out of the dark, out of the crap, to be honest with you, right? This flower, this beautiful flower blooms. And it reminds the world that sometimes we need a little bit of shit to make things grow beautiful. And you have that background where you came from some pain. And when you have overcome this pain into this beautiful flower, you show other people that are in pain that they can flower too. So keep going.
Yep.
You're helping your sister more than you know. Just
Okay.
keep doing what you need to do to make yourself happy and loving. And there is a relationship that will come in your world soon, but it's about attracting it, not making it happen. So you've got to get in the wavelength of that relationship. Make sense?
Okay, yes.
I hope that helps. And please know that they all just, your mother-in-law just kissed your cheek as well and said she loves you so much. They're all very much with you. And she's like, I'm glad you came today, because she said that she reminded you. So I don't know if it's a situation that you were going to come on and then you almost forgot. And then it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not forgetting today. Or something like
Yeah,
that.
no, that's exactly what I wasn't forgetting.
She said she helped you with that.
Thank you.
They're pulling their energy back on. I hope that was helpful.
It was, thank you. Have a good afternoon.
You too. How are we doing on time here? Do we have time to read Holly? Ooh, Holly, Holly, Holly. Are you ready to do this? Are you here?
Awesome. I'm excited.
Woohoo! I'm excited too. I can feel your swollen ankles, honey.
Not yet.
Oh, I can feel your, okay, let me rephrase it. I can feel my swollen ankles when I was pregnant, because while I'm talking to you, as soon as I connect your energy, I can feel all the pregnancy's energy. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. Okay, let's do this. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Well, that's interesting. I think you found out the sex because he's handing out cigars. Slow this down. I say he because I know this is your dad, and all I hear is baby, baby, baby. He's getting so excited. Like I said, as soon as I saw your energy, I feel everything pregnancy. I'm feeling the movement, so I know you're feeling baby moving big time now because I'm feeling myself waking up in the middle of the night when they get too rambunctious. Slow this down. He's still handing out cigars. Did you just have like a baby shower or gender reveal or something like that?
No, we find out in 10 days.
Oh.
So we haven't officially found out. We still argue about what we think it is.
He knows. He's still flipping it in my head, just so you know. I hear two things. Like he will not tell me, Holly, because I hear it's a boy, it's a boy, it's a boy, woohoo! And then he's handing out pink cigars. So figure that one out. I think he purposefully wants you to know he's going with you in the room, or he'll be with you in the room. There's something about a reschedule. Was this appointment rescheduled?
I could have had it this past week, but with going back to work and I work at a school, I didn't want to leave the first day and not be there. So I had to basically shift the appointment until the end of the time frame.
He's like, it almost killed her, Tracy. It almost killed her.
It was hard.
So there's no way I could know that. He's just flexing that he's there with you and he's not missing a single minute of it. Have you had a lot of heartburn? Because he's like, wait till you see the hair.
Not overly. I'm still feeling really nauseous still, and it sucks. But I'm getting a lot of back pain now too. But I've had issues with my tailbone, so I'm I'm at the point where it's like no matter what I do, I have to either have a heating pad or like ice cream or something.
Yep. That's so funny. That makes sense why all I can feel around you is pregnancy, everything. He said it's very important. So you're working in a school atmosphere, correct?
Correct.
Make sure you pull that darn face diaper down. I'm sorry to say it that way, but I really hate them, especially for people in your situation, because breathing in too much carbon monoxide is going to make you feel dizzy and give you headaches, and it's not good for you during this pregnancy. So he's talking about taking a lot of breathing breaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a barrier at my desk, so I actually don't have to wear it all the time.
Oh, that's so good. He's like, you're welcome. You're welcome. So he obviously had something to do with making sure that was implemented. So this down. He's like, they moved things around this year. Did they change the office around, or like, I don't know what this is. I'm seeing like a school office, but it's not an office. It might be the back room or something. I don't know where you work, but it's like offices. There's something about things being changed around.
Yeah, we've moved different rooms and stuff, but the office for the most part is relatively the same. I got kind of a new added desk shelter thing, kind of. It's like a cabinet above my desk.
When you said that, your dad's like, perfect place for a picture. The way he says it though is like he's trying to like give you an idea more than that it's already happened. Let's see. He's preparing for Christmas. I don't know what this is about. When is your baby due, honey?
February 9th.
But
his birthday was at the end of January. So I got a feeling this baby's coming not in February.
Oh my goodness sake. Isn't that insane? I see the synchronization here. He stopped me there. I'm going to go back to the Christmas thing. He's like, I wasn't going there yet, but I got to stop there because, and I want to bring this to you. Holly, do you remember how long you were trying for? Of course you do, right? Yes. You remember the conversation that you and I had when you were so frustrated that this baby wasn't coming, when you wanted her to come. Do you remember me saying that this birthday or this baby was coming? She was picking their birthday, and that it wasn't on your timeline, it was on theirs, and that they are coming. You just have to relax and let them have the birthday they want.
Yep.
And they're coming right around your dad's birthday.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
You see the magic in that?
Yeah.
It's gonna make me cry. Like, seriously. That is their way. The dead do things like that. Babies will be born and things happen like that around the time of year of someone's birthday or the time that they passed, so that you will think of them every single year on your baby's birthday, so that you will know they're there. That's spirit's way of implementing and imprinting their energy into a child that they never physically met. Isn't that cool? That just gave me goosebumps, because I know, and I'm so glad that they brought that up, because so many people go through this frustration of, why is this happening right now? And I say this to people all the time. I know it's frustrating in the right now, but if you can raise your perspective just a little bit higher and see the big picture, you will see the reason behind this. But you have to let the movie play out. You have to let the story play out.
Yeah. And as soon as I did that, I'm very thankful I didn't have to work in the summer because I was so sick. And it was just, I'm at the point where I may end up going off work earlier, and I think I'm going to. So I think I'll get to spend a lot of time at home and prepping the home.
That's why he's saying we're getting ready for Christmas. He's saying put your energy on Christmas. And he said it's a wonderful opportunity to receive a bunch of baby stuff. And I feel like you guys are going to get everything you need for that baby. Everything and more. He's like, you're going to need an extra storage room. He's showing me this baby swing. And I feel like it's the dream model.
Actually, I think that's the one we were looking at. It's like a vibrator swing, and I'm pretty sure it says Dream Suite or something on it.
Shut up, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one we were looking at.
And it's like top of the line, right?
Yeah.
He's like, get it. That'll help pay for it. Don't worry about the money. We'll help pay for it. You just pick out what you want. You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing the gun from, I got married a very long time ago. But when we got married, you do those registry things, and you go into the store and they give you this little gun and they say, okay, go around the store and click on everything you want. And then they load it on a website, and your guests who are going to the wedding, they can go on and see, oh, she wants this, and they can choose what they're going to buy you from that list. He's showing me a baby registry.
Yeah, we had set that up a couple weeks ago, but we are going to go back after we find out the sex to kind of, because we didn't get a chance to try things. We've picked out the car seat and the what it's called, the stroller, and then we picked out a couple other items. Like his mom and my grandpa paid for basically the nursery furniture. So we've got a lot of things. So he's got to put it together.
His family is like screaming from over top of your dad. He's not really letting them through, but I can hear his family's excitement. This is their first grandchild.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the first great grandchild as well for his grandmother and my family too.
Oh, sweetheart, the celebration. Enjoy. Have the best Christmas. Have the best New Year. This is going to be one of the greatest years of your life. And please know that your dad is so excited for you. He just showed me you when first time I met you, like years ago. You were single. You came and sat down on my couch, this beautiful, pretty little thing. And I remember telling you there, the best years of your life are just right in front of you. They're so close. I can almost taste them. And he's like, sweetie, look at how far you've come. He's like, I'm so glad that I've been able to be a part of your life every step of the way. He's glad that he sent you to me at that time, because during these best times of your life, you felt his presence and you haven't felt like he's missed out on anything. Sorry, that makes me cry, because that makes me feel like this is good. So that this is helping. So
it is. And I also just want to thank him, because I asked him about 3 weeks ago. I kind of cried and was like, okay, this is it. You got to get John a job. We're almost done here, because we had just found out that his parents were going to have to lay him off, and it was going to be in a couple days, and he got a job on my grandma's birthday, actually.
See, that's what I just said. They will do things like that on specific days so that you know that your loved ones helped with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for you, honey. Please know they're with you, and I hope that this helped today.
It did. It was beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you all for making me ball my face off today. Amanda, I love that you were here for this. I'm not going to read for you today. We're over time, and I've read for you the last couple of times. I think you're just here to listen as well, right?
Yeah, I was just here to listen. They were beautiful messages. So I was
Right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
crying now. So you guys have a great weekend. I'm going to go cry this one out and then feel good. And I'll see you guys here on Tuesday. Oh, and I want to remind you guys that our groups are up and going again. We got open mic night up now, and we have afternoon with spirit, or evening with spirit, I guess now. And these are all up on the website, so go check them out. And I'll see you guys here on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.